All right, guys, welcome to another Wake Up Humans with myself and Dr. Drew. How you doing, brother?
Dude, I'm awesome. It's a great Tuesday, the Tuesday before DE. And to be honest, DE can't come soon enough.
Never,
Like
never.
I can tell it is time for DE.
It's funny. I was just there for a conference or for a meeting, and it was at the same hotel that we're going to have DE at this week. I literally was just there this past weekend, flew in Sunday, flying back Thursday. Same exact hotel, man. I'm like, can I just leave my suitcase here? But it's
You
amazing.
sh-
Same space, but different people, the energy.
yeah, it's either DE or it's not DE.
Yeah, it's
You know,
palpable.
D yeah, DE is a whole, it's just an enigma by itself.
Right.
It's not and I think we've got the greatest program, greatest speakers, greatest venue, everything in chiropractic. But it's not that. It's bigger than the people.
Yeah, man. It's so much bigger than the people. Although I like what you're doing. You started something new where there's people now that are floating around DE or however you're doing it, where you're bringing them out and you're interviewing them and bringing them out, correct?
Yeah, just 10 questions. It's same questions, fun, easy questions. Anybody listen to this want to be a guest? Let me know. It takes like 10, 15 minutes, if that. It's just so we know each other better and we're more connected because there's people that we've seen there forever that's like, I've never really spoken to them in depth and know more about who they are. But this is just a way to connect people better.
Well, connect people. That's what it's all about, and it takes, you know, like we were saying before we got on this, hundreds of offices closing down Thursday to Sunday to jump on planes and come. And now you've got your platform speakers and the people that are up there, but there's hundreds of people in the crowd, and those are the people you're bringing in to give the 10 questions to that bring massive energy and especially there's ones that have been coming for years that are not on the platform, don't want to be on the platform, but they bring some of my best conversations have been in the hallways with these people.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're humble to a fault almost like, no, I don't need to be up there. It's like, yes, but you do. You have so much to share, but they're like, no, I'm just a humble servant. I'm good not on the stage.
Someday we get some of them up there and they absolutely rock it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, like one girl one woman this last PDE. Man, she don't speak much, but when Mindy gets up there, you're just like, let's put on your seatbelt.
Right. Well, that's one of
Put
the
on your
problems, I notice as a board when we're going through the schedule is there's so many layers of great people now.
yeah,
And which is nice because you get to mix it up. But then there are some people that will get a little upset, like, hey, did I not do a good job? I'm not speaking this time. It's like, no, we have a big bullpen of people that have been
yeah,
coming a long time, whose lives has been changed, and they have a message to share people.
yeah, yeah. That's it. I mean, and it's really that simple and easy. Like there's a good simple message that four or five, 600 people in that room will share the same message, but it's like a ball, and you rotate around the globe, and each rotation is like a corkscrew. You go a little bit higher, but
Mm,
it's the same thing, but we just still revolving around that same thing.
I love it.
Yeah,
Love it. Yeah, that's a great analogy, bro.
great. It's great.
A great analogy, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, honestly, I'm a little tired right now.
I bet. I
I get
bet.
get there a little early. I think I'm gonna head down to the beach, go for a walk, chill out a little bit, get
Yeah.
connected.
Yep. Yep. Gonna get there. I think Thursday morning, 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So about 9 o'clock. So chill out a minute before controlled chaos starts.
Once it gets going, man, it's work. We're knee deep in it, man. Being on the board and a lot of the behind the scenes things, and most people really have no idea the meetings we're in and the things we're organizing. But it's well worth it. It's
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
worth
And people may see us um, go in and out of the room a lot. It's not because we're having to go pee. It's
it.
just like there's stuff that need to be taken care of, and like people that need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
People that need a shoulder to talk to, you
That's the
know.
best part. That's the best part, man. When people start having breakthroughs
Yeah.
and things start opening up, we call it shedding the husks.
Yeah.
To me, that's the best, man. And then the interactions between meetings, like there's some people that I know since last meeting have literally transformed
Yeah.
themselves. And that's why we have Parade of Stars, which is one of my favorite parts of the entire weekend.
Yeah, man, I love the parade. I used to get nervous because I didn't know if Paula or Marilyn was going to call on me to share, to share. But now it's the best part. Yeah, I'm over that um, self, not pity, but that self awareness of like, oh, I don't want to be in front of anybody. I'm past that. I want to see other people's breakthroughs and see them crying tears of joy because their life has escalated.
So, what is it you think that DE creates for people?
I know one thing, it creates a space where we can truly be ourselves, and and that's you look around in that room, that's your brothers and sisters there, and and we can pour into each other and get through the darkest, deepest days together. But then we can celebrate the biggest victories too, all at the same time,
Yeah.
all at the same time, where it's just that camaraderie and people that have been through it already, that know the path. They know what needs to happen and won't do it for you, but they'll have their hand on your shoulder while you're doing it.
We got to bring play Santos Band of Brothers,
Yeah,
part of that this weekend.
yeah, yeah. That was powerful
I feel
talk.
like I
I remember that.
got something on my mustache here. What the hell is this?
What is that?
I don't know. I'm looking on the screen
Is
and
it a tick?
I don't know what the hell that is.
There's no telling. What you have for lunch?
I don't know if it's a marker. Maybe I just hit myself with a marker.
I bet it is. Oh, it's coming off a lot.
I'm thinking, you ever see those apps on TikTok and they're making fun of people where they do a picture and it looks like a bug's on their
Looks like a
face?
dog.
I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I'm looking at the screen like, is this some freaking bug on my face? That was really weird, bro. Sorry. I'm like looking. I'm
No,
like,
you're good. You're
what the
good, man.
flip is going on here, man? But
That's
I had an experience this weekend at this conference we were at, and they're trying to bring more, more guest people because it's a meeting for people, but they want guests to come in. They want to have guest speakers and students, and there was two students there, and it was funny because they ended up there by accident. They thought they were signing up for something else,
hmm,
and so they created a fun event during one of the banquet nights where they were going to have a contest where the students give kind of like an orientation about chiropractic, and they're both 13th quarter students at Sherman College.
hmm.
And I got a tap on the shoulder. You're going to be one of the judges. So I had to go up front. There was 5 of us judging. So, one girl would speak and then they'd give the mic to the judges and we all give our perspective. And then the second, these kids were beautiful, bro. So it's almost like I'm at that stage in my life where my kids are in their young 20s. And that's what these girls were. And Dr. Cordero's sitting up front and they're referring to Sherman College, the philosophy, how it's changed their life, the principle, above, down, inside out, how they're happy to be part of this profession to make changes and change the world by clearing out people's atlases, and how fortunate they were in conversations they had with Dr. Cordero, a DE guy, who was the president. And I'm looking around this room and I'm thinking, this is not supposed to be happening. These kids weren't supposed to be here. They thought they were going to something totally different, but here they were. They just joined the weekend and had a great weekend. And bro, I got choked up. I
Yeah,
actually had some tears.
yeah.
And I'm like, innate God brought these kids here to give us old people a lesson
Hmm.
of why we're fighting for this principle and what we have to do to teach this younger generation about the power they have within chiropractic. And we know at DE, we talk about it all the time. And these kids come to DE, so they have that DE heart and they have that vision and they're getting ready to graduate. They got one more semester of school. But it really hit me the responsibility that we have as leaders and older people in the profession to really nurture these young ones coming out. So when they graduate, they're on fire to serve people. They know how to do it. They're ready to do it, and they have the vision.
Yeah, and that's on us to do, and then on for them to do, they need to show up ready to learn, be teachable, and participate. Sounds like those two students were participating, like they were engaged.
They were all in, man. They were
Yeah,
they
like
were they were amazing. They
you know,
were
if we just participate and engaged, I know at DE we do the teams now, different colors.
Mhm.
Participate in that. You're going to benefit from that.
Yeah,
You know, you're going to meet people that can lift each other up. And I mean, and you said it's a fight. Like it is a literal fight right now in the profession.
right.
You know, it's a fight, and we're going to win. We're always going to win, but it's not going to come without work.
No, no. And we
You
got a
know,
lot of work to do, man, because beyond the infighting or beyond what people are educating people what chiropractic is, we know what it's not. And
yeah,
we know what it truly is. And if these kids can't grasp that and they've got to be, just surviving, they're going to lose that heart. That purity that I felt in that room when they were speaking was beautiful, bro. It was so pure and principled and loving to serve people, to connect them to this above down, inside out principle. It was palpable hearing their little voices talk. It was
yeah,
great.
man, that's so powerful and strong, and and they're the ones that's going to be taking the reins. I guarantee you. I don't know who they were, but I guarantee you, in 10 or 15 years, they're going to be shepherding the profession to the
Yeah,
next generation.
right,
Guarantee you, because you
right.
just don't show up to that and it don't change you.
And then stay for the weekend. They could have turned around and left.
Yeah, yeah, just all in. I love that. I love
But it
that.
just shows you that life sometimes just happens and everything happens for a reason. It's like
Hmm.
it's not what you planned, but there's another plan that you must take part in.
Yeah. Could you imagine if everything that we wished for and prayed for had happened? Our
Ah,
lives would be a mess, bro. It'd be a mess. It would be a mess. Um, there's that old country gospel song about God always answering prayers, but sometimes the answer is no.
well, it's that Garth Brooks song. I thank God for unanswered prayers.
Yep, yep. It's getting chills thinking about that.
Ah,
But how crappy would our lives be if those prayers were answered,
that's right. That's
you
right.
know? And it's we just got to go through this life, man. We're just, and talk about kids, like in my mind, I think we're still all those students. We're just older now, but we still have that fire. We still have that tenacity, and we want to learn, and we want to put ourselves out there.
Yeah,
We still haven't got it figured out. We don't know, bro. But I do know what chiropractic is, and I know what chiropractic is not.
that's right.
I know that.
That's right. Yep. Sierra had her I guess, webinar intro to Life University today, right? Because
Awesome.
she's finishing up junior year. And she was calling me with some really cute questions of things that came up, like, what is this? And what is this? And what do you think about that? And just like, oh, here we go. Beautiful.
That's
She
awesome.
loved it. She said the woman did an amazing job. Um, she's thinking about playing some lacrosse there because she might have some eligibility, with the NCAA or whatever to still play and hopefully get some tuition off. But um,
Yeah.
yeah, it was nice.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
She's so sweet, man. She is all I go up there and adjust some of those girls. And other night they were, I don't know, 12 or 14, however many were in there. Little apartment. It was packed. And a couple of them just firing questions, firing questions. So like she has a scoliosis. What do you do different with that? Then you explain to them and talk to them, and they're just like, wow, that's amazing. And just they're just lit up, and the whole little apartment just gets deathly quiet. You know,
Beautiful, man.
it is. It is.
I mean, look how it's working that this little girl, Sierra, walks into that school and now she's got you coming to and I'm grateful, man. You know that you go there and do
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's as a father, and that's my baby, knowing that she drives out to you as well because she gets the
yeah,
value of it. But to have these other girls that she wants to expose to you in chiropractic is phenomenal.
yeah,
Phenomenal.
yeah. And I'll text her. I'm like, hey, now I can leave um, right at 6, and I can see you then. I can wait a little. I can come at morning or lunch. She's like, well, if you wait till about 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock at night, there'll be a lot of people there. I'm like, I'll wait. I'll wait. I still want to see volume, no
He's
matter
like,
where
read
it's at.
between the lines.
Yeah, I want to see volume, no matter what.
She's thinking volume.
Yeah, yeah. So it's but they do me more good than I do them sometimes. Just to see that, and it fires me up, man. Just fires me up.
Well, you never know how far reaching, right? You say one thing in that room, and
Mhm.
that person standing in the back corner just listening, you could transform that life.
Yep, yep. The little young woman that's training to be a athletic trainer. She's got a lot of questions, and they're good questions. And she just you can see her processing,
You
see
want
her
to take
processing.
ankles the rest of your life, or you want to turn people's life on?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
not that trainer's bad. I mean, we need them. That's great. But then she could go on to be a trainer and tell these people you need chiropractic care. I met this guy and when I was in school, and it made perfect sense. That's even just as powerful, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's we need everybody. We need everybody. They just need to know what we do. They don't have to do what we do. They just have to know what we do and let other people know.
I like that. Well said.
You know,
Well said.
it's and I'm not even against medicine. That's a whole different profession.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
bother me what they do, bro. I don't care. It's I just want people to know what chiropractic is. Just like R.W. Stevenson said, 1927 textbook. Um, Even if you think the AMA is a dragon, there's no reason to twist its tail because it won't explain chiropractic to anyone.
Yeah, like there's a time and place where you need them. It's not even a
Yeah.
discussion.
Mm-mm. But
Yeah.
if people know what we do and they start getting clear and well adjusted, they're going to make better choices.
We just had a guy come in today and he just wouldn't leave. He's had every test, every doctor, and this is his first sign of hope. Put him on the knee chest table, turn your head to the left, adjust him. It was the release was just amazing. And then he just laid on the table, started laughing, got up, started talking, and he just the gratitude and the connection that he felt and the certainty and the hope he said that he was feeling. Dr. and Alex and I were just standing there talking to him. When he left, we were just like, that was awesome. And he's been everywhere. He's been to the top hospitals. He's flown to other states. Money's not an issue for him, and he's just looking for hope. And he says no one's giving him hope, and all they want to do is drug him up. That he says they haven't found anything, but they're giving me drugs and they don't help. They cause other things. So yeah, his whole life got changed today. That's for sure.
Yeah, and no matter how much money you have, money won't fix a subluxation.
Right,
It don't matter what it is. You need that cleared out.
right,
It's time conscious, it's money conscious, it's health conscious. It's easy. It's
right.
relatively cheap, relatively quick, and it's what BJ say about insurance. It's um, premium small, dividends large. What chiropractic is, you
Yeah,
know,
facts,
you know,
facts.
huge dividends, bro.
Well, this is what going into a weekend like this, every DE takes on a very certain tone and message from, the beginning that just starts to escalate and build as the speakers move on.
Mhm.
Because we've done it in the past where certain speakers will get topics, but it's almost like things just start to vibrate and happen the way they're supposed to. and then you see the room coming together. It's just absolutely amazing, you know, starting Thursday night and then all of a sudden running right into Sunday.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
see the changes in people. And then you see, you know, the messages on Facebook for, you know, a month afterward about people just fired up.
Yeah. And each DE takes its own, it's like its own characteristics for that DE.
That's kind of what I was trying to say, but you said it a lot better and a lot quicker.
Yeah. And you know, it's sometimes they start off like, where was this speaker going with that? Where was this one going with that? I don't really know. But then by Sunday afternoon, it's just like it all comes together without even people trying to make it come together.
Like pieces of a puzzle, right?
Yep. And then you put that last one in and get back, and there's the picture.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's been going 60 years, brother.
Oof,
That's
that's
a long
insane.
time.
That's insane. Older
That's a
than
long,
us. Yep. We
yeah.
were we were not even thought of,
Ha.
you know, just and it's still going. You know, it's we love Dr. Sid, we love Dr. Nail, but DE's bigger than they are
Right.
because they're not here anymore. And it's still perpetuating, it's still going.
But you know, they had to know what they were doing when they tapped us on the shoulder
Hmm.
and asked us to take it over. And
Yeah.
at the moment we were like, why us? You know?
Yeah.
And I think they saw our youth, our purity, our loyalty, and
Mhm.
it worked.
Yeah, and I really think that we're slowly stepping into that role in a great um, character-filled, principled way for them. You
Yeah.
know, the first few years, first 8, 9 years, we were a little timid about everything. It was new to us. Wanted to make sure we're doing everything right, but I think we're really getting our confidence up now, and it's starting to show.
You know what, bro? We were also bulls in a ring.
That's right.
And I mean, I think back, I'd love to get some of my early talks where we were just flipping tables and just on the attack. And, you know, it probably wasn't very, what's the word I'm looking for? Just, it wasn't diplomatic. It was not politically correct, but we were out
Mhm.
to save chiropractic. And anyone that wasn't, or anyone that was demeaning it, we were ready to fight.
Yeah,
And,
dude.
you
Like,
know, again, it was a great approach and it probably worked, but I think we probably pushed some people away where now it's where we've learned, we've matured a bit, and more people are coming back like, all right, this is cool.
yeah, yeah. It's and you know, sometimes I feel like I'm just regressing back to that. I'm like, all right, I got to get a hold of this. I've got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just get way fired up sometimes.
We're in a sensitive culture right now. You know, Dr. Sid, he did the same thing, man. You
Yeah.
listen to his old talks, like he didn't pull punches, but
Hmm.
he had a very interesting demeanor and way of doing it that you know, the mixers were laughing and chanting what he said. And, you know, when he was talking about colonics and rubbing people, whatever, you had mixers in the front row that would laugh with him. Now they just
Yeah.
cry and leave the room.
Yeah.
But we don't
Yeah.
want them to leave the room, man. We want to be open,
Oh,
loving, and give a space where people can come in and find a way.
yeah. Yeah. And it's just chiropractic what we're doing. It's not anything else. It's chiropractic, lasting purpose, principle. That's it.
That's it.
Nothing else.
Nothing
Nothing
else.
else. And talking about being fired up. I mean, I've showed up to people's offices before that have been bad mouthing my friends, be like, what's going on, bro?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
And then everybody's keyboard warriors on MySpace. That was MySpace back then.
Jeez.
Um, but then you show up, they're just like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. You know, but in a way, I want to get that back too.
And that's lasting purpose love. You know what I mean? You
Yep.
know, have the hard conversation, talk it out, man to woman, woman to woman, whatever you got to do. But, you know, have the conversation and then be open to growth. Either way, I have a lot to learn
Mhm.
from people. So it's like, I'd rather someone just be honest, speak to my face. And I feel like DE gives that culture where people could come in. I mean, I've literally had people say, like, am I safe coming there? And I'm like, yeah, why? Like, you're not going to get beat up. It's the most loving group in the entire profession that'll welcome you with open arms, hands down,
Hmm. Yep.
100%. But you know,
And
that's
do anything for you.
anything. I mean, how many people that we found out were in trouble or whatever, and we wrote checks, donated money, called them up,
Show
supported
up.
them.
Anything.
They show up.
Yep.
Yeah, how
Yep.
many times we hear someone's in trouble, they were in a bad accident, people are praying, praying, praying for them. You say, wait a minute, who's gone in and adjusted them? Then we find a DE person in that state that goes in the hospital and adjusts the person. I've seen it
Yep.
happen hundreds of times.
Yep. And who's going to cover their office? Well, let's go find somebody going to cover their office for them.
Right.
You know, it's I don't know. DE is just full of love, passion. It may sound like a little hardcore, but if it's too hardcore, maybe a little soft. Because it's just chiropractic.
I love hardcore, man. We need hardcore. We need
We do.
someone towing the line and just drawing the line in the sand. And if you want to be the person jumping back and forth on that line and trying to figure it out for yourself, but I'm not crossing over. You know,
Mm-mm.
I'll embrace you when you come on the side and help you and hope you hold the line and the truth and know that you've got the proverbial 300 behind you that are supporting you 120% because we love this profession because we know what people need. People need people that are certain and they own the principle to be able to take care of them and take care of their families to get them to the next level in life.
Yep. And
Period.
yep. And I know at DE we do that the best out of anybody else.
100%.
Anywhere, like anywhere. I would put our people up against anybody. If there was like uh Olympics for loving, I think
Ah,
we'd take the gold home. You know what I mean?
that's right. That's right.
We would take it home.
Listen, our tone might not always be the best, but our intention is.
Yeah.
When people can look past that and realize that it's real love, which can be
Yeah.
really tough sometimes, but there's a greater purpose for it. And I think when they start recognizing that, you know, the message really gets heard and felt, and people can make some positive changes in their life.
Yeah. Yeah. And to me, I see it like as a toddler, gonna have a little screwdriver and stick it in a outlet. If you see it happening across the room, you just don't mosey over there and try to gently tell them to stop. You say, stop. What? Don't do that.
Right.
It will kill you.
Yeah.
And then they may cry because you scared them, but they didn't get electrocuted.
Yeah. You might have saved a life, right?
Yeah, like it's just passion and love for people, and the principle is why we get fired up sometimes.
And it's okay.
Yeah, it's more than okay. If you're not fired up, it's not okay.
Right.
Time to get fired up. The time is now.
The time is now, man. There's no greater time for people to capture this principle. There's no greater time to be a chiropractor. I mean, people get it. People are open to it, man. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired and the way they're being treated and doped up or whatever. And there's more medical doctors getting it. I just had a dentist refer us two patients today because they're like, you need to see a chiropractor. So it's when you're on purpose, it's okay.
Yeah, it is. We have an eye doctor over in town about 30 minutes away. She'll refer us people
Yeah.
like but for stuff with their eyes.
Right.
Not for like, oh, you got low back pain. My eye doctor said to come. Like, no, like for
Yeah.
their eyes, bro. It's
Yeah.
like it's the wildest thing.
Yeah.
And we've not even went to go see her yet, but we need to.
Right.
But it's just everybody's so busy. They're busy, we're busy,
Yeah.
but they know where we stand and they go by 20, 25 other chiropractors to get here.
That's right.
And it's not that we're this or we're that. We just know exactly what we do and what we don't do.
Yep. And listen, anyone out there doing things in chiropractic, big things in chiropractic, 98% of them came through that room.
Yeah.
They came through that. They found their heart. They shedded their husks. They created a vision and they ran off and they're serving people in their way, which is a wonderful thing. But when we get back, we'll do our recap show with Martinez and Lieberman, which That's a crowd favorite, man. People are
I'm
loving that.
looking forward to that, dude. I'm
People are
already
loving.
looking forward to it.
They're loving that, brother. So, and we're gonna bring on a bit of surprise. I think you're gonna bring some gear there.
Yeah, yeah, we may do something, um, maybe live. Who knows? Who knows what we'll do?
Let's just have fun, man.
Yep,
And let's
yep.
keep getting the message out there. The world needs it. We need people to share the message, share it with their colleagues, like it, follow this, thumbs up it, share it with people.
Yeah, and hit that little bell thing. I feel so cheesy saying this.
I
Hit that
know.
little bell thing, so when we go live, you'll know, because it won't be on there to watch again if it's live. So on YouTube, just hit the little bell, because I guarantee you there's going to be some stuff on there that's going to be like, oh shoot, I can't believe that ever come out of his mouth.
But you know what's great about it? It's like that's the game with this whole thing. Like, you got to build the algorithm so it shows up and more people hear the message, but we're not selling people anything,
Mm-mm.
right? You're not saying those words to get something from people other than spread a message that we want to help create a positive impact for people and educate people. And once and for all, educate humanity about this principle of chiropractic that we know changes lives.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the
I
best
mean,
part of it.
it's just mind blowing when you think about it.
Right.
Just we have these little devices that we carry in our pocket that we can reach worldwide instantly.
Mhm.
It's wild. And, you know, I was looking at stats today that um, Michelle on your end sent uh, almost 250,000 total downloads, views, listens of just in one avenue, just on Libsyn, just on the audio podcast part, not counting YouTube and Facebook and everything else.
Mhm.
Almost 250,000,
That's a freaking incredible, bro.
right? 241,000.
Mm.
I'm telling you, when we hit 1 million, we're going to have us a party. We're going to throw Wake Up Humans a party.
You know, it's awesome. Thinking back to that guy that went to all these doctors, he said he sat up last night and he said, I was listening to all the podcasts and the YouTube stuff. So I left that out. The patients will listen, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like the sincerity. They like the fact that, yeah, we're not upselling, selling, buy this at the end of it. I'm going to discount this for 20%. We're just sharing something that we believe to be a powerful truth that could change lives. And
yeah,
it would be easy to say it's not for everybody, but it is. But maybe some aren't ready to receive it because of whatever their own paradigm is and what their story is. But it's for everybody, and everybody
yeah,
needs it.
yeah. And, I do stuff in the office just different conditions. What are different conditions? And how does chiropractic relate to that? And anatomy and structure and function, how chiropractic relates to that. Little lady, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, she was just like, hey, could you do a video on hyperhidrosis? Because my daughter's hands just get wringing wet with sweat. They cut a nerve up here. That stopped, but now her feet are just dripping sweat all the time. So I'm like, yep, give me a little bit of time. I got stuff going on. So I done a video on hyperhidrosis, put research on there, sent it to her. Um, Now that lady is getting chiropractic care, and her symptoms are getting better. We don't chase the symptoms. She's just starting to function right. It was bad for her life, like her activities of daily living. Her ADLs were terrible. It was embarrassing.
Made it relatable, and you spoke it in a language that, you know, how's it going to add value to her life? And that's what people have to understand.
Yeah.
And I love the words so you can
Mhm.
sleep better, so you can perform better, so you can have more energy, so you could heal better. Whatever it is, there's areas of people's lives that a fully functional nervous system, increase integrity of the brainstem function will help and improve you. Period. And
Yeah,
that's enough reason to get adjusted.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
And it's not expensive. That's the thing.
Right.
It's not expensive. Um, my dad had like a little hernia thing go on today. I'm about to go check on him when we get done with this. He's He's 81. Second thing he's ever had done. He had some varicose veins injected to try to melt those away because they were like garden hoses. And he's had this.
Yeah.
Nothing. They don't take any meds, nothing, but like they get adjusted regularly for decades,
Wow.
and it's I got to go check on him, take him a hamburger, see how he's doing. But he's good. And I was gonna even go, like, my mom drove him down. I was gonna do that today. I was gonna, not come to the office, let Dr. Claudia work and by herself. And I'm like, I come down there Tuesday morning. My parents just had to set me down and be like, listen, we're fine. Honestly, we just don't want you to come. I'm like, okay, okay, y'all are in your 80s, like,
Love
go
you
to it.
too.
Yeah, we
Love
just
you
don't want you
too.
to come.
We just want to run around naked, Drew, and we don't want you walking in on us.
No. So, I'm like, all right, well, I'm just making sure y'all could get there easy. Like, listen, we're not invalids. We're fine. You just
We're good.
work.
God bless them, brother.
So, that's but that mindset of it's good. I got it. I can cover it. I'm all right, man. So that's that mindset.
Yeah.
Old school.
And we learned, I know I learned most of it at DE.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful because it wasn't like I had a very loving house, but it wasn't how my kids are being raised, that's for sure. And I'm grateful for what I've learned there that I could bring into their life, which is working, our patients' lives, and then the friendships I developed started in that room 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. And you want to see how you're doing as a parent, just look at all your kids, dude. Look at all
Yeah,
of them.
I do it
Like
every day,
they're every one of them solid. Solid.
and that's the biggest thing I'm most grateful for, man.
Yeah.
110.
And if that's the only thing DE has given you,
I'm
that's good.
good. I'm good. Well, all right, my man. I'm looking forward to seeing you in 2 days. And we're gonna
Yeah,
go
man.
we're gonna definitely have at least one meal together, if not more, at
The Manchego, brother.
our favorite spot there, the
We
Colombian
know.
restaurant. And
Gonna be so good.
what's that chicken dish called?
Pollo Manchego.
Pollo Manchego. I can't wait, my man.
I know. I know. It's
Can't
gonna be
wait.
great.
It's gonna be a great weekend and powerful, and lives will be changed. So I love you, brother. Looking forward to seeing you in
Yep.
a couple
Love
of
y'all
days.
too, brother.
And
Yep.
keep a lookout for our post DE show and maybe some lives that we'll be doing on social media while we're there. Let's see what Innate brings, man. So God bless it and love it all, guys.